Ladies and gentlemen, look at this beautiful dish. This is Camarones A La Diabla, also known as shrimp in a chipotle sauce. It is delicious, and when you try it, you're going to fall in love with it. Today I'm going to be making some shrimp, and this shrimp has a chipotle sauce on it. Now, the wonderful thing about this dish, well, first let me back up a little. If you were to go to a Hispanic restaurant, a Mexican restaurant, and order Camarones A La Diabla, that's what we're about to make here. This is shrimp in a devil sauce or a chipotle sauce. It's delicious. Is it spicy? Heck yeah, it's spicy. It's a chipotle sauce. But it's good, folks. It's really good. And if you like shrimp and you like it spicy, you're just going to absolutely go head over heels about this. Today we're going to make a delicious chipotle sauce. And this is a brand new sauce. I am doing sort of a reverse engineering from a wonderful sauce at a restaurant that I like to frequent in Dallas. So I'm going to take and redesign a sauce not too far from that one and produce something that's going to be delicious for you to put on your shrimp. And in the end, we're going to end up with a gorgeous dish. Now, first thing I want to show you is the ingredients for the sauce itself. It's really simple. From there, we'll get on to cooking. Now, I don't have the shrimp out here because I don't want those sitting out just yet. They're on ice right now. We'll get to those in a little bit and take care of prepping them. But that's right at the very point that we're ready to serve almost. So 10 minutes before serving, that's when you cook your shrimp. Then you assemble the plate and you have a wonderful dish. This is shrimp with chipotle sauce. Or is it Camarones A La Diabla? How should I market this? I don't know. I'll Google it. Folks, the ingredients for this dish is really simple. Right here I have 65 grams of chipotle chilies. Here I have 65 grams of guajillo chilies. And if you need to know how that's spelled, that's Guajillo, guajillo. It's a dried marisol chili is what it is, and they're delicious. Good substitute. If you can't find this one, try either a California or a Colorado chili, and you'll get about a similar flavor. All right, now we're also going to be using some garlic and some chicken broth. The first thing I've got to do is get these things soaking though, so I can produce a good quality paste. Now folks, when it comes to making this dish, you need to take your chilies and split them open. So let me tell you what I'm talking about. Just take them, take your knife, split it open like that. You see that? And that way water gets inside of it and it will rehydrate the pulp on the inside of that chili, and that's what we're going for. So do that to your chilies, get them in a bowl, and we will get started soaking them out. Once you've done that, put hot water in that bowl and let them sit in there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we should get a really good paste that way. Okay folks, I've got hot water down in that bowl on those chilies. You're just going to have to give them time, and you might want to turn them over a couple of times during the soaking, so any parts that are like sticking out of the water will get soaked in well, okay? It's just a matter of patience from here. Now guys, this has been 2 hours in the soaking right here. So these are tender and pulpy and ready to go. You can feel how slick they become on the inside. They're supple. And these are going to give us plenty of paste to make a great sauce. Now also I've got some garlic here. I'm going to take this and slice it up a little bit. You don't have to do much. Just open up the garlic clove a little bit. To process all of this, I'm going to be using a food mill. Take your food mill, use the smallest size sieve. If you don't have a food mill, you're going to have to do this in a blender. So take all of the skins, wash off the seeds and everything, and put the skins down in a blender with some of the water, and then run it through a strainer. Otherwise, your food mill is your best bet for making a good paste that you can then thin with some chicken broth. Now, if you want, when you're blending this, you can blend it with that chicken broth and do it that way. Once I have my chilies down in here, I go ahead and just start cranking this paddle. But before we get right into that, I want to be downright honest about this. I have a timer here. I want to start this and it does a count up. So I'm going to let that time and we're going to do this. Okay guys, let's look at that timer. Okay, we're at 2:26 and that's just as straightforward as it gets. Our skins are all stripped out here. I'm going to rinse off this spatula and that way we can look underneath and see what we've harvested. Now look at all that beautiful paste. No seeds, no skins, no stems, only the rehydrated paste. And this is ready to go, okay? So now, if you were doing the blender method, after about, a minute and a half in the blender, you would then be starting to run it through the strainer and using a spatula like this to work it through. So you'd be maybe a quarter of the way through right now, working that down. I'm already ready to move on to the next step. Okay, I've ran that through the food mill. I have nothing but just dry skins back on the top. And here I have roughly what looks like about a cup of chili paste. And this is high-grade chili paste with no seeds, no skins, nothing. Just a perfect, pure product. Now I'm going to take this. We're going to be thinning it down. Well, I should say almost a perfect product. There is some garlic in there, remember? We put 3 cloves of garlic in with that. So it's a Chipotle chili paste with garlic in it. Now we're going to thin it with some chicken stock. Now the chili paste is made. Wasn't too difficult, was it? I have a cup and a half of broth here, and I'm going to mix in broth until I have about the consistency of a good quality marinara, about that kind of thickness. You don't want it too thin, you don't want it runny, you just want a nice thick stay in place kind of sauce. Alright, you see it's sizzling off quickly, but it's starting to give me a little bit of skating in there, a little bit, which means I'm just now beginning to get to that temperature that I'm looking for. It means that I'm not in a rush getting my shrimp in this pan at this very instant. Something I need to mention when you're going to cook shrimp. Heat the pan first, put your oil in it after it's heated, then cook the shrimp off, and the shrimp do not take long. A couple of minutes and they are cooked up and ready to plate. There we go. First thing I'm going to do before cooking these, I'm going to salt them very lightly. Not much at all, just a light salting. In the pan. And I have here that Diabla sauce that I made. It's all ready to go. In a moment, as soon as the shrimp are cooked, I will dash them in the sauce and plate them up, and there we have it. Okay, let's go ahead and get these on the plate. Oh, yes. Camarones A La Diabla. Now we need to clean up our plating a little bit, and that is ready to go. Oh yes. That. Well. Oh folks, right there, beautiful dish. Let me go ahead. Oh yeah. Nice. The shrimp is perfectly tender. The sauce. Oh wow. Perfect. It's exactly the flavor I was going for, and it is absolutely delicious. Folks, you're going to enjoy this one. That's a great way to do shrimp. Shrimp in a chipotle sauce. Camarones A La Diabla. Thank you very much for watching, folks, and please, if you would, take a look at the channel. You know, all those good things. Subscribe and click the bell if you want notifications. Otherwise, know now I release on Thursdays, and it's been pretty much that way for the last 3 years. Check out that. There's always good stuff coming, lots of great recipes, and if you have requests, well, you know where to type it out. Thank you for watching, and please have a good day. Bye-bye. Oh, heck yeah.